Hey folks, how's it going? I hope you're doing okay. Here's a quick update on the Creator build. If you haven't seen the video where I built this, I'll put a link to it in the description below. And as with that video, I wanted to give a little preface here that I have had a working relationship with a company that makes some of the product which is within this build, and therefore I could be biased. And for the sake of simplicity, consider me biased. It just makes things simpler. Okay, so since I got everything going in November 2021, I did a particular thing at that point in time in terms of setting up my system. I wanted to go over that really quickly. That's the setup I've been on for the last 9-10 months through to September, and it's been working really wonderfully flawless, really. I haven't had any issues. I did recently upgrade my BIOS. I haven't had enough time on the newer BIOS to talk on that, so we're just going to talk about the setup that I've had for the last 10 months, which is BIOS 3801 on the Crosshair Impact. We do have the 5950X in here, the one that we had replaced and put in there, as well as the W6800. So it's pretty much how we left it at the end of the last video. What I did though in November 2021 is I disabled Armoury Crate in the BIOS, and I removed all the drivers, all the ASUS and AMD drivers, Armoury Crate, AuraSync, the display driver, the chipset driver, all of it removed, ran cleaner tools, etc., etc., ensured no subdirectories were there for the ASUS and AMD stuff. It was pretty clean. And then I went to the AMD website and I downloaded the Pro Graphics driver, which I had done originally, but I also downloaded the chipset driver from the AMD website and not from the motherboard site, which I had done originally. And there was a delta in November 2021, a difference between those two sites. So I ended up using a different chipset driver, which I've been on pretty much for most of the 10-month period. I actually did upgrade the chipset driver a couple of months ago, and that's been working fine as well on that same build. But pretty much I've been on the same drivers and whatnot. I did update the Pro Graphics driver when they came out with new releases each quarter and whatnot. And in addition to that, I actually also kept Armoury Crate and AuraSync off the system. It was, Armoury Crate was kept disabled in the BIOS and off the system completely. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with those, but I wanted to remove variables that I don't need in play. And I don't really use Armoury Crate, and I don't need AuraSync. The default behavior is just fine for me. So I don't really need to install Armoury Crate simply to get AuraSync, because I don't need either of those. And so that's pretty much been the build that I've been on from November through September. This build, I think, has some unique characteristics from my perspective, and I wanted to keep it really basic in terms of what drivers and fancy kind of system tools and things I install. For example, if I want to read sensor info, I actually won't install Armoury Crate. I'll go and just get hardware info. AuraSync and Armoury Crate, they just aren't required absolutely for me and my needs, and so I just kept them off, So it's not to say that those are bad or anything, but I decided to keep them off. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next video, take care, be well, thanks, bye.